as you're ready.
Um,
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my name is Andrae Sarao. I'm a second year aerospace engineering major, and I wish to be next year's Andrae Samhan's co-cultural coordinator, along with someone else. So, culture is actually the top thing about Samhan. It is what we have. What we have is our 4 pillars: community, social, academics, and political. All encompassed by culture. The Filipino culture is something that we all share, whether we are Filipino or not. It's something that should be preserved, and something that should be shared among others. I mean, again, I have said this before. Take Kuya Mitchell, for example. He is nowhere near Filipino, and yet he's here with us, sharing in our culture, showing that he cares, and actually, he's embraced our culture, and actually is showing that to other people, he's actually one of us. One of us being someone who cares, someone who actually shows that, someone that actually shows that he is a Filipino at heart, whether or not it's the color of his skin. Culture is something that is of the past, of the present, and of the future. Yes, our past is already set, we cannot change that whatsoever, but with the present is what we make of the past. Things develop and continue on into tradition, into the modern. And our modern culture is somewhat adapted because we are living here in America. We have cultures that we had before from our parents, as it passed down onto us, and then we also have our future culture, something that we pass on to others. And with passing on to others, things may get lost. Things may not be exactly the same as they were in the past. Things dwindle down and fade away. But it's our job as Andrae Samhan to actually share our culture, preserve it, and spread it out, and actually help others to actually identify and learn who we are, and what we can do. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. And the following questions will be coming from our current co-cultural coordinators, Dr. Hannah.
All right, so with this position, you and your other co-cultural coordinators may have different visions in regarding your FCN. With that being said, what would you do to ensure that both your visions are present in the production while being able to compromise the differing visions?
Honestly, it comes down to compromise, and that we should actually be able to work together, actually understand where each other we are coming from, and see that different perspectives actually do attribute to something greater. Yes, I may say one thing, but then my partner may say another. But then if you actually do mix those two together and actually build something off it, seeing that multiple perspectives, because one perspective, one vision is blind. Multiple perspectives are greater than one. And so we must build off it and continue on.
And your second question. It has been noted that during the fall semester, this position focuses more on cultural reports and AB's birthday, whereas the spring semester, it focuses more on FCN. How will you continuously emphasize the Filipino culture year-round while also planning your Filipino Culture Night?
Honestly, it really just comes down to working on creating more reports, showing that even the smallest things, like simple words, like for instance, one of the words I actually do love is the word ingat, which basically means caution. And honestly, going off small things and showing that it comes from the heart and not just a simple menial word, that it can actually build off small things like that, saying that we can actually develop into something more than just some BS report.
And then your question from the audience will be, how will you promote cultural awareness within our organization and in the greater SDSU community? How will you make it digestible to those who are unfamiliar with our culture?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yes. How will you promote cultural awareness within our organization and in the greater SDSU community? How will you make it digestible to those who are unfamiliar with our culture?
Honestly, it's personally, I think it's just about showing face, showing that we actually exist. Because although we are one of the larger cultural organizations on campus, not everyone knows there are cultural organizations on campus. So I remember that while promoting FCN, that we actually went out in front of Hebner Hall with, like, over by the campus and flagpoles, that we actually did a little bit of anything. People were walking by during rush hour and actually were curious to see. It's like, ooh, what is that? I'll try it. Oh shoot, I did it. But yes, actually showing face, showing that we actually exist and show that we actually broadcast our voice out to not just within other student orgs, within the AS, but actually to people that actually don't know what's going on campus.